On July 20th, 2026, the streets of New Delhi looked like this. Thousands of Gen Z protesters pushing directly against heavy police lines, bringing the capital city to a standstill. Within hours, the tension on the ground snapped. Security forces deployed baton charges and fired tear gas into the crowds of young people to prevent them from advancing further. The students had a specific physical target in mind. This image shows the heavily barricaded perimeter around the Indian Parliament. Thousands of citizens were marching directly to the seat of national power, forcing the state into a defensive posture. The chaos on the streets was the visible result of a much quieter desperation, one that had been building inside India's classrooms and exam halls long before the first barricade was moved. This photograph captures the intense reality for millions of Indian students. In massive, packed exam halls like this one, young people endure a hyper-competitive national examination system that dictates their entire professional futures. But that system began to fail them. Widespread allegations of paper leaks and severe scoring irregularities surfaced, calling the absolute integrity of these exams into question. Look at these medical students in their lab coats, holding documents and demanding a re-NEET, a do-over of the National Medical Entrance Exam. When a test result of this magnitude is compromised, it equates to a stolen medical career and a stolen future. That localized individual despair quickly found an outlet online. Furious students connected across the country, utilizing viral social media campaigns to coordinate their anger into a unified voice. They branded their movement the Cockroach Janta Party, or CJP. It was a self-assigned, distinctly Gen Z identity, meant to signal sheer numbers and resilience against the political establishment. Through the CJP, what started as isolated complaints about leaked test papers hardened into a massive, organized political weapon. On the morning of the 20th, the massive mobilization began here at Jantar Mantar, Delhi's historic gathering ground for civic protests. From that central point, thousands of organized students poured out onto the streets, surging together toward Parliament Street in a massive display of logistical coordination. The movement was structured around four specific demands. First, absolute transparency in the education system. Second, independent investigations into the leaked exams. Third, full amnesty for peaceful protesters. And fourth, state restitution for families ruined by the compromised exams. By locking in these four pillars, the CJP elevated their march. They delivered a comprehensive ultimatum for government accountability. The momentum immediately broke containment. The images of tear gas and baton charges in Delhi acted as a signal flare, triggering rapid mobilizations across the map. Major educational hubs responded. Students in cities like Nagpur and Pune poured into the streets to hold massive solidarity protests of their own. As established activists adopted the CJP's demands, they validated the youth movement across different generations. The government was suddenly facing a rapidly solidifying cross-demographic national coalition. The sheer volume of the July 20th turnout forced the state's hand. Government officials opened formal negotiations with the student representatives. During these talks, the state maintained a defensive posture. Officials asked for time to review testing policies, while repeatedly emphasizing the need to maintain law and order on the streets. The CJP leaders rejected the stalling tactics. They made it clear that their thousands of supporters would not demobilize or go home until concrete, actionable steps were taken on their demands. This resulted in a high-stakes war of attrition. The traditional state apparatus tried to outweight the physical endurance of the youth holding their ground on the streets. The July 20th march demonstrated that viral digital organizing can be successfully converted into a physical, sustained presence on the streets of the capital. The CJP movement proved that this generation has the organizational capacity to confront the government directly, transforming academic grievances into a national political challenge.